Alright, my music making friends, how's it going? In today's video, I'm going to take you through 21 ways to make money as a music maker. Now, this is an exercise that somebody took me through once, and it really kind of blew my mind open, especially because when you start out in this business and you start making music, I think we're all taught that there's only this one path. Oh, you got to go get signed, something like that. So this exercise is a way to kind of open your mind a little bit to the potential that's actually right here, waiting for you. So the intent here isn't to tell you step by step how to do these things, but instead it's to show you several options you have and see what you resonate with. This is an important exercise because it can give you some clarity and direction for your career going forward. Now, I do want to make two disclaimers. Number one, there are probably more ways than I've listed. Actually, I'm sure there are. So feel free to leave your ideas in the comments for whatever I missed. Number two, I'm not promising money or riches here. This is simply about inspiring you to see how many paths and opportunities are out there for us to consider that can make us, music makers, income. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's jump right in. So, the way I see it, there are three big categories of way to make money as a music maker. Number one, from your fans and from your listeners. Number two, from other music makers. And number three, from people working on media projects like videos, games, advertising, movies, cool stuff like that. So you may find your amazing success in one category and find that's all you need. Or you may find yourself serving people in two or all three of these categories. The big picture idea here is that there are many ways you can build a career. Your path lies at the intersection of your greatest musical skill, the passion that drives your heart, and the needs of one of these three categories that we can serve. Your job is to find this intersection and carve out a spot for yourself through consistent great work and a positive attitude. Okay, let's jump into some currently working money-making models. Number one, ways to make money serving your fans and listeners. Let's just go through them. These are probably the ones that you're the most familiar with. You got touring and ticket sales and gigs. Pretty standard there. Bandcamp, buying music direct from you or your website. Streaming services, Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, etc. Merch sales, either live in person or an e-commerce platform on your website or Shopify. Patreon, content-fueled donation style sites. Creative events. These are interesting, like limited space live streams. Only 10 people a month can come on. Private shows. Have someone pay you to do a private video chat show for them and their wife or husband, something special like that. Who knows? Let's make some new ideas here. And of course, custom music gifts. This is an interesting one, I think, too. Like imagine a wedding or anniversary song that you make custom for one of your fans, or a birthday song. Things to celebrate events, maybe getting a job. Custom music gifts, I think, is a very interesting one also that you can implement for fans. Now, also the last one, YouTube advertising revenue. Once you grow your channel big enough, I highly recommend, once you grow your channel big enough, you can start monetizing your videos with ads. And I highly recommend this if you go the fan route, because not only can you earn that ad revenue, but also YouTube can fuel all of these other things because it's such a good catalyst. And, replace YouTube also if you want with TikTok or Instagram, Facebook, any of these things, basically social media to build your fan base, to be able to do all these other things. Anyway, notice I didn't mention getting signed here. Really important. Getting signed is just a way to make use of someone else's resources to help you do these things. These are the things that make you money. Getting signed doesn't. Just want to make sure that that's clear. Getting signed is the beginning of your career, or can be. That's when you're making use of somebody else's resources to help you do these things. Okay, I hope that we're clear on that. So, stop for a minute. Did any of this truly resonate with you? If so, make a note of it. Now let's move on to the next category. Number two, ways to make money serving other music makers. So you could offer recording, mixing, or mastering services. You can help people get their music professionally finished and ready for release. That's this first one. You could offer original music production services where you're transforming artists, musicians, or DJs' ideas into finished products. You could offer remix production services where you're remixing artists' songs into new work for them to attract a new audience. You could lease or sell your beats to artists through your own website or through a site like BeatStars. I think we all know this has been very popular for years now. You can be a recording session musician helping people get great live performances for their compositions. You could be a songwriter or vocal performer helping producers finish their tracks. You could create and sell sample packs or virtual instruments. You can offer private lessons teaching your greatest skill that you can help others with, and also that you're passionate about teaching. You can build a whole business on any one of these. So again, we're going through these lists here, but the whole point here is that all of these are viable ideas all on their own that could build a whole business. So again, let's stop for a minute. Did any of these ideas truly resonate with you? If so, make a note of it. Again, any one of these concepts can be an entire business, like I just said. Now let's move on to the next category. Number 3, ways to make money serving people working on media projects. Now, this is a huge topic. For now, here's just the big picture ideas. You could write custom music for video games, films, advertising, YouTubers, podcasters, anyone working on a media project. You could provide post-audio mixing or sound design services to anyone listed above. You could work with music libraries and deliver consistent, high-quality music that they can pitch and place with their clients working on their media projects. This is a really big one, actually. I do this often, actually. This is something that I highly recommend people look at who are producers writing lots of music. But anyway, that's an aside. It's a cool one, music libraries. You could upload and sell your songs through micro-licensing sites like Audio Jungle or Pine 5. Again, that's actually something that I've done a lot of, something that is very interesting. You could allow YouTubers to use your music in exchange for the advertising revenue from the video and register it with a service like AdRev to collect that money for you, or you could just split the earnings. This is an interesting one as well. I think more creators are getting on this a little bit, where you're actually making music for a big YouTuber. They use that music for free, but you both split the money on the ad rev that comes in. Anyway, there's lots of ways to be creative here. Again, this is a huge market. So again, stop for just a minute. Did any of these ideas truly resonate with you? If so, make a note of it. Once again, any one of these can be an entire business, and there's countless examples of entire businesses built on any one of these ideas. Boom! There we have it. There was 21 different ways you could earn an income from your music, and many of those ways can branch out into absolutely tons of other markets. For example, if you choose to compose for media, you can drill down and compose specifically for action games on mobile devices, for example. But before you start thinking you need to be in a major city to do these things, I need you to understand that 90% of what I mentioned, except for the first one about like doing live gigs, can be done from home, remotely, with a modest home studio setup. Location isn't nearly as important as it used to be. Me personally, I've done over 90% of all of the work I've ever done from my home studio. You can do so much from just a modest setup. Now that we've talked about ways to make money, let's have some real talk. The music industry is an exciting place. It's filled with passionate people working on awesome stuff, but you must be realistic. This is also a job. The amount of money you make will be congruent to the amount of value that you bring to the marketplace. If you approach your music career with too much ego or think success is owed to you, you may have trouble. Conversely, if you approach with too little confidence and you wait for someone to discover and rescue you, you will also have trouble. Definitely. Realize above all else that you are a service provider and you are getting paid to contribute towards bringing great, relevant music into the world for people to enjoy and or to use to enhance their own projects. How you do it and with whom will depend on what path resonates strongest with you. Do not wait for permission here. It is up to you to bring your musical gift to the world and carve out your space. So now, ask yourself, which path resonated the most with you? Was it fans, working with other music makers, media projects, a little of both, 2 of these things, or all 3 of these things? This is the start of your direction. Listen to your gut here. What stood out to you? Then go immerse yourself in it. Search Google, Facebook, join Facebook groups, go to YouTube, send out emails to people. Try stuff out. You will have rejections, and you'll probably try a few things you don't like before you click into what you do. Learn from it and keep going. You can only go up unless you do nothing at all, and then in which case you won't move at all. Really, this is such a personal industry. All of us are on our own paths. That's why it's so important for you to find what's speaking to your heart with the kind of music you make and to go immerse yourself in that and try stuff. So I hope that this gives you some inspiration and ideas for your career. Remember, find the intersection of your greatest musical skill, your heart-driven passion, and what the market needs. Now get to work. And if you'd like some personal help with your music, feel free to get in touch.